Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. All right, welcome. Come in, and you all know what day it is, don't you? Yes, that's right. It's Wednesday. Don't look up Wednesday. Yes, we're passing under Colossus. Save your eyes. Save your blushes. Save Colossus's embarrassment. So here we all are again, midweek, moving closer and closer to the weekend, to the end of the week. The standard working week, that is. But you all know that, don't you? Yes, okay, so Friday's coming. But I still can't see it. I phoned up the Hubbles, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Hubble, Clive Hubble and his wife, Trudy. I wanted to ask them if they could see Friday on the horizon, but, well, nobody picked up the phone, so I couldn't ask them. I sent them an email, but I haven't got a reply so far. So, well, they're probably busy cleaning the telescope or something. Anyway, at this rate, even if they do reply, by the time we get their reply, it'll be Friday. So it would be a waste of time. Anyway, forget about all that. It doesn't matter. Friday will come when it's good and ready. We know that. We know that every day, one and only one day gets a chance to shine. They all take it in turn and they rotate the responsibility. All of the days know their place. They work to a strict schedule and they never, ever break the rules, do they? No. When was the last time you heard about Monday and Tuesday swapping position? Things like that don't happen very often. Things like that are as rare as hen's teeth. I checked in the big book of things which don't happen very regularly. It's not a bad book, but it's a little bit boring. I don't recommend it unless you can't sleep. If you can't sleep, it's just the thing to help you. Anyway, according to the book, the last time something like this happened was in 1666 in London. The book claims that on the 2nd of September, instead of Sunday, Wednesday turned up to do Sunday's job. Earlier in the week, Sunday and Wednesday went for a drink, and that's when they decided it would be a good joke for them to swap places for a day. So that's why, on the 1st of September, Saturday finished work and went home to have a bit of a rest, and when nobody was watching, because, let's face it, it was very early in the morning and most people were still asleep. Wednesday turned up for work in Sunday's place. And Wednesday and Sunday both thought that it was really funny, and it was funny for a while, but then things started to go wrong. There was a baker in Pudding Lane, London, and he started to get confused about what day it was and what he had to bake. The baker had a load of orders for birthday cakes and hot cross buns and French baguettes and croissants and all sorts of different loaves of breads and rolls and things. And when he realized that it was Wednesday and not Sunday, then his brain went a bit nutty. To try and figure out what was going on, the baker, his name was Toby, I think. Well, he sat down with his diary and a pencil. He used to write all the orders in his diary, you see. Anyway, he sat down with his diary and a pencil and started to calculate what was going on, which orders he had to start and which orders were late, because now it's Wednesday, not Sunday. Now, the trouble is that he'd already started baking. There were some cakes and bread in the oven, but he got confused and he spent so much time trying to calculate what to do with his orders that he forgot the bread and cakes that were in the oven. And you all know what happened, don't you? Yes, you can guess, can't you? Yes, Toby forgot about the bread and the cakes in the oven, and they got so hot that they caught fire. Yes, and then Toby's bakery caught fire, and then London caught fire. And when the fire finally stopped, only 20% of London's buildings were still standing. After that, Sunday and Wednesday apologize to everyone. And since that date, none of the days in the week, none of the dates in the calendar, and none of the years have tried to play that joke again. Thank God. All right, now how did we get here? Oh yes, I remember. It's Wednesday. All right. Well then, let's get on with it. The sooner we get started, the sooner we finish. And the sooner we finish, the sooner Wednesday turns into Thursday. And we all know what that means, don't we? Yes, that means that our favorite day, Friday, will have moved one day closer to us. Or maybe we'll have moved one day closer to Friday. I don't know, and it's not important. What is important is that we've got to get back to our story with the irregular verbs. And this time, as I'm sure you all remember, we're filling the gaps in the story with verbs from the second group. The group where the past simple form and the past participle are the same and only the infinitive is different. Okay, so let's see the story with the gaps again. Okay, so, as you know, we were talking about the idea of someone knocking on a door or on a window, trying to get someone's attention, trying to attract someone's attention. Okay, and we also thought about the sense that that concerns. It doesn't really concern the sense of sight, does it? I mean, yes, it's possible that someone sees me knocking on the window, but, well, if I'm knocking on a door and the door is made of wood, then they can't see me, can they? Well, not unless they've got X-ray vision.
Headache?
No, it's just my eyes.
Okay, but really, how likely is it that I'm going to go and knock on Superman or Dr. X-ray vision guy's door? I mean, I don't even know where they live. All right, well, so we know that when someone knocks on a door or window, they're not trying to make us see them or smell them, are they? Okay, but what about the other senses? Well, we've got 5 senses, but we've only considered 2 of them, haven't we? All right, well, let's think about the others. Let's see what we've done. Sight and smell, and that leaves, well, touch, for one. But again, if someone's knocking on the door or window, they're not trying to make us notice via touch, are they? If they were close enough to touch us, then they wouldn't need to knock on the door or window, would they? No, they'd just reach out and touch us.
Could I have a word, please?
Could you take your hand off me, please?
I haven't got my hand on you.
I've got security cameras, you know, so it's on film. I've got the evidence.
I merely brushed your arm.
Oh, well, we've already established that you are a liar, Mr. Johnson.
Look, Mr. Twat.
It's pronounced thwait.
Well, it's spelled twat. T-W-A-T. Twat!
Could you keep your voice down, please? We do have normal guests as well.
All right, so we agree that those 3 senses aren't the ones we're dealing with. That means that there's only 2 left. Well, is knocking on a door or window connected to taste? No, of course not. We taste things with our tongues, but we're not snakes, are we? Well, I'm not. Snakes, as I'm sure you all know, use their tongues as a sort of natural GPS thing. So if I was knocking on the front door of Mr. and Mrs. Gordon Anaconda, then it's possible that they'd notice me via their sense of taste. And if that's true, then if I knocked on the door of Cassandra Crobra, then I suppose that she'd also noticed me via her sense of taste. But enough of all this silly dribble. I don't know any snakes, and I'm definitely not going around to a snake's flat or house to knock on the door or window. For a start, snakes don't live in houses. Well, I hope not. All right, well, we've moved through the senses and there's only one left. So, it's not sight. We're not talking about people seeing with their eyes, no. And it's not touch. We're not talking about people feeling things with their skin, no. And it's not smell. We're not talking about people detecting things via their noses, no. And it's not taste. We're not talking about people perceiving things with the taste buds on their tongue, are we? No, of course not. No, if someone is knocking on a door or window to try and get someone's attention, they're trying to alert us to their presence via sound. They're trying to make a noise which we will hear. All right, so on we go. What's the next bit about? Okay, so we got the first one, the verb to hear, and it's in the past simple tense, and that means heard. The past simple form for this verb. Okay, now what about the next part of the story? Well, I turned the telly off. I switched it off. I turned the button from on to off. I stopped the television from working. I pressed the red button on the remote and the TV went into standby mode. Now, this isn't exactly the same as turning it off, but most of the time these days we don't turn televisions off. We just put them on standby. Now think about the meaning of this noun. Originally, as we can see from the structure of the noun, it came from the idea of standing by, standing somewhere ready to help. Imagine that two doctors go to the theatre. One of them is a cardiologist and the other is a rheumatologist. Okay, so the two doctors are enjoying the play, but then suddenly, in the middle of the play, one of the actors has a heart attack and collapses on stage. The two doctors rush onto the stage and the cardiologist starts to do CPR. You know, when someone starts pumping your chest to the rhythm of the Bee Gees, like the famous footballer, Vincent Peter Jones.
Look lively. First call 999. Then you do hands-only CPR and no kissing. You only kiss your missus on the lips. Watch. Lock your fingers together, knuckles up. Then push down, right on the sovereign. Push down 5 or 6 centimetres. That's about 2 inches in old money. Push hard and fast, about 2 times a second, like to the beat of staying alive. Worried you'll hurt him? Better a cracked rib than him kicking the bucket. Keep this up till the ambulance arrives. So don't forget.
All right, so one doctor's doing what Vinny did, and what about the other doctor? He's not doing anything. He's standing by. He's ready to help if someone asks, but he's not doing anything at the moment. He's standing by. And when we press the button on the telly remote control, that's what happens. The TV is now on standby. It's in limbo. It's turned into a zombie. It's not alive and it's not dead. Your TV is a member of the living dead. So, what this means is that your TV is standing by. It's there, ready to show programs. It's waiting for someone to tell it to do something. It's on standby. So it's not turned off. There's still electricity inside it, and the TV is waiting for a signal. It's sitting there, sort of half asleep, waiting for a signal from you and the remote control, waiting to be asked to do something. It's on standby. But we're not on standby. No, it's time for us to turn things off. Yes, it's that time again. We're out of time. So that means that once again, we're going to have to go our separate ways. We're not going to put the camera on standby. That's silly. We're going home, so there's no point in leaving the camera on standby all night long. That would be a waste of energy. All right, well, I'm off home for a coffee. And you? Well, you might know better than I do, but there might be some chores or some homework or something like that, perhaps. So, put the TV on standby and go and walk the dog or something. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun, and remember to check out the website www.mediaclick.hu. See you tomorrow. See you later. Bye.